Quickfire predictions for UFC Fight Night 148, Stephen Thompson versus Anthony Pettis. Let's get straight into it, okay? I'm butthurt over last night, but let's keep going, okay? Let's keep going. Okay, let's start the night off with a really impossible name. Chris Grutzmeister, very German, versus Jesus Pinedo, and that's cancelled, so I didn't even have to read that shit out. Why would I waste my time? Eric Shelton versus Jordan Espinoza. I'm going to go with Jordan Espinoza. I've seen Eric Shelton fight. He looked promising on The Ultimate Fighter, but he's just never been able to string wins together in the UFC. You know, he lost to Alex Perez. He gets a win over Joseph Perales. I just think he's going to get it handed to him again. And also, what the fuck? The flyweight division's still here. You know for a fact, if TJ beats Cejudo at flyweight, that division was going to get completely destroyed. And no one would be here. Anyway. Bantamweight. Ryan McDonald versus Quitz Gutierrez. I'm going with Ryan McDonald. Undefeated, young guy coming in promising. Very promising. I'm going to go with him for the win. His nickname is Main Event as well, so it doesn't help the fact that he's on the prelims. That's not the best nickname to have when you're fighting on the prelims, Ryan McDonald. But yeah, I'm going to go with Ryan McDonald for that one. Ronda Marcos versus Angela Hill. I'm going to go for Angela Overkill Hill. I really am. I just think Ronda Marcos, 8-6-1. Come on, make a fucking effort. You're in the UFC, for Christ's sakes. Angela Hill's going to take the win. Alexis Davis versus Jennifer Maia. When your second name is Maia, you're going to do good in the UFC. I'm going to go Jennifer Maia on that one, boys. Here's the thing. People like to make little... Oh, well, you see the striking differential on this one. She lands about 51% of her strikes, and this girl has a 67% striking defense. It doesn't fucking matter. She has Maya in her second name. She's going to do well, and she's probably going to choke this girl out. Jennifer Maya's going to get the win. Frankie Saenz versus Marlon Vera. Marlon Vera had a fight recently, didn't he? He did have a fight recently, I believe. Or so I believe. Or he was meant to have a fight recently at UFC 235, but it got cancelled. They have rescheduled that fight on this card. I'm going to go with Marlon Vera. He's younger than Frankie Saenz. Frankie Saenz is 38 years old, still doing the damn thing. I'm going to go with Marlon Vera getting a finish. Bryce Mitchell versus... That is the whitest name ever. Bryce. I'm going to go with Bryce Mitchell. Younger. Bobby Moffat's coming off of a loss. If I do have my facts correctly. No, I don't have my facts correct. I'm still going to go with Bryce Mitchell. 10-0. Very promising. I'm going to go with him for the win. I like undefeated guys, boys. Macy Barber versus JJ Aldridge. Macy Barber all day. I would wreak havoc on Macy Barber. Anyway, 6-0. She's doing really good. Really good. JJ Aldridge, she's coming off a few wins in the UFC. Very nice. Very nice. But I think Macy Barber's going to be a bit thicker. A little bit bigger. She's going to control the fight a bit more. Be a bit more of the bully, you know? And also undefeated. And I'm going to do a prospect spotlight on her. Don't you worry about that. I'm 2-0 with my prospect spotlights. Luis Pena versus Steven Peterson. 17-7 Steven Peterson. I know Steven Peterson. I'm going to go with Luis Pena. He got the loss in his last fight. I believe it was a split decision against someone. Mike Trezano. Yes, it was. A very close fight. Steven Peterson moving up to bantamweight. Moving up to featherweight. He used to fight at flyweight. I've seen him fight. He's very basic. Okay? Very basic fighter. He's got a win against Matt Pizzette, but before that, he loses to Brandon Davis. I'm going to go with Luis Pena getting it done by submission. I think he's just going to out-wrestle him. Josia Formiga versus Davison Figueiredo. I'm going to go with Figueiredo. I really am. I mean, I like Figueiredo. People have no idea who he is. The casuals have no idea who he is. And I'm pretty sure he's like one or two, like in the top 3 ranked at flyweight. He might even be the #1 contender. Although I think that might be Josia Formiga. Yes, it is Josia Formiga. This is a big fight at flyweight, and it's on. And I don't think anyone cares about it. That's casual. That's how flyweight is. No one knows these two people. They have no hype behind them, and they're the top contenders at flyweight right now. That's not named Joseph Benavidez. John McDessie versus Jesus Pinedo. When your name is Jesus, you've got the power of God on your side. Basically, it's just basic knowledge. Your name is Jesus. If you're thinking about anyone who's gonna have a bit of luck in this fight from the Holy One above, I'm gonna go with Jesus Pinedo, and then moving on to the actual fights, the ones we're here for. Curtis Blaydes versus Justin Willis. I'm gonna go with Curtis Blaydes, just completely dominating him in the wrestling department and just schooling him on the ground. Justin Willis is good. He's a good fighter. He beat Mark Hunt last. And basically what happened was Mark Hunt threw a kick and broke his foot and then just plodded forward eating jabs for the rest of the fight. And Justin Willis just kept moving back and jabbing Mark Hunt in the face. Boring fight, but Justin Willis gets the job done. I just think athletically, wrestling-wise, power-wise, even on the feet, I favour Curtis Blaydes. I'm going to go with Curtis Blaydes. I've seen Justin Willis footage of him wrestling at AKA, and I know those guys are savages. But Curtis Blaydes, I reckon, could hold his own at AKA. You know? And Justin Willis got thrown about like a dog toy at AKA. And I think I'm going to go with Curtis Blaydes, getting it done by it's a 3-round fight. I'll go with decision, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see an over-ream elbow from Curtis Blaydes and him getting the job done later on. That's a very big factor. I think he's going to get I'll go with the TKO later on. Ground and pound from Curtis Blaydes. Coming off of a loss for Francis Ngannou. I'll go with Curtis Blaydes here, boys. Stephen Thompson versus Anthony Pettis. The main event. Now, this is funny. This is funny to me. I don't know why this fight's fucking happening. It does nothing for Stephen Thompson if he wins. I'm assuming he's going to be a heavy favourite, but you know what? I'm going to go with Anthony Pettis. This is the first fight that Anthony Pettis has had where there is going to be no chance whatsoever of a takedown attempt. Tony Ferguson, the threat is there. That's what is the bane of all strikers' existence, is the threat of a takedown. And whenever you get a guy, then Stephen Thompson, where there's no threat of a takedown, or is there? Maybe that's a game plan for Stephen Thompson. He might just come out and wrestle Anthony Pettis for 5 rounds. But here's how I feel. Anthony Pettis, I think he's going to use the elliptical kick. Oh, not elliptical. Why do I keep saying that? He's going to use the oblique kick on Stephen Thompson, on that knee. And I think if there's a guy who's seen striking and has been trained, and also, I'm going to go with Anthony Pettis. I really am going to go with Anthony Pettis. And I think he's going to get it done by decision. I don't know why. I just have this psychic ability to tell the outcome of a fight right now. I want to go with Stephen Thompson. All common sense in my brain is telling me to go with Stephen Thompson. But I have this stupid, retarded part of my brain. The one that makes a lot of my life decisions. That's just telling me, maybe Anthony Pettis is going to win. Nah. I'm going to go with Anthony Pettis. I think he gets it done. I don't know how he gets it done, but I think he's going to get it done. I think he's going to use the oblique kick on Stephen Thompson. And also, big factor, where does Pettis train? Duke Rufus. Who else does Duke Rufus train? Tyron Woodley. The man who wrote the blueprint to beat Stephen Thompson. I'm going with Anthony Pettis. I know this is a stupid fight and he shouldn't be taking this fight whatsoever. And it makes no sense whatsoever. It doesn't make any sense for him to take this fight. It really doesn't. 21-8. He's on the downslope of his career. But then again, Wonderboy Thompson is like 4 years older than him. And also Wonderboy has taken a fair bit of damage in his previous fights. This is his first fight since Darren Till, is it? Yeah. You're talking about Wonderboy. I mean, he got cracked and dazed by Jorge Masvidal. Before that, Tyron Woodley sent him into Jupiter twice in one night. Concussions. 2017, Tyron Woodley sends him into Jupiter twice again. Concussions. Then he beats Jorge Masvidal. Fair enough. Then Darren Till puts a fucking concussion on him like in the 5th round that was absolutely dirty. It was a dirty concussion. I loved it. I'm going to go with Anthony Pettis. I really am going to go with Anthony Pettis. I've never seen Anthony Pettis hurt on the feet. Obviously, Tony Ferguson was beating the shit out of him, but underrated is Anthony Pettis' chin. Underrated. He's never been at a point where I think, oh my god, he's got chicken legs. I've never seen that with him. Never. I've seen him eat a fucking flush right left hand from RDA and just eat it and just still coming looking like he's in good form. I'm going to go with Anthony Pettis. And I don't give a shit on the hate I'm going to get. You'll all find out on fight night. I'm going with Anthony Pettis. I don't know why, but there's a retarded version of my brain. Right here I can feel it. Right there, I can feel it actually pulsing right now. The retarded part of my brain is working overtime, and it's telling me to go for Anthony Pettis. I think people are sleeping on him. I think Wonder Boy is going to be sleeping on him. Or, sorry, Wonder Man. Let's be real, you're 36 years old, you pedo. I'm going to go with Anthony Pettis. Even then, my brain tells me Wonder Boy when I'm trying to say Anthony Pettis. Anthony Pettis is going to win. I just know it. I know it. It's going to be boring. It's going to be really fucking boring. But Anthony Pettis is going to win this fight. That's right, I said it. Pettis by decision. Snooze fest. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Oh yeah, and like and subscribe as well, maybe. And what else? Fucking just like and subscribe, maybe. Yeah. Sounds good.